Hello there, and welcome to the Fish Tank Barn. On October 5th, I had the opportunity to make my way to Mattawan, Michigan, which is near Kalamazoo, for the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society auction. I've been to the last two auctions for this club, and have really found some great fish at great prices. So let's check out this auction and see what I was able to find. While this is a smaller auction, there are often some hidden gems that you might not see at your typical local fish store or many other club auctions. While I didn't purchase them, a couple of the highlights were a couple of wild betta pairs, one being betta felix and the other being betta unimaculata. There is also a group of Coptodon cote, which is an endangered cichlid from Cameroon in Africa. So before we see what I actually purchased, let's check out this auction in action.
Macroconus specti, black paradise fish, pair of black paradise fish. Pair and an extra. This started out at $5 on the black paradise fish. Starting out at $3 on the black paradise fish. Got 3 up front, looking for 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got 8 looking for 9. 8 looking for 9. 8 sold. For 13.
BKG number 2, dwarf rainbow fish, Melanophasia precox. 12 of them. 12 young Melanophasia precox. Starting off $5. Yeah, $5 for 6. Got 5 for 6 on precox. 12 to bag. Got $5 for 2 for 6. Got 6 for runner. That's back to you. And 8, 9, $8 for 9. $8 for 9. $8 sold.
So this first fish is one that I didn't expect to purchase. For some reason, no one wanted these jewel cichlids, so I ended up picking them up for $1 for 5 of them. So I went ahead and put them in a 40-gallon breeder that I had opened, and over the last couple of days, they've seemed to adjust quite nicely. I really do like their speckled marking. They almost look like miniature bluegill with the markings on their gill plates. They've definitely grown on me over the last couple of days that I've had them here in the barn. In the beginning of the video, we talked a lot about hidden gems, and one of these hidden gems was the Pseudocrinabulus nicolsi, which is a fish that I don't think I've ever seen for sale at a fish auction. This is a smaller West African cichlid that is native to the upper and middle Congo River basin. This is a smaller maternal mouth-rooting fish that reaches about 4 inches in size. The bag that I purchased came with 4 pairs, which I put in this 40 breeder. I've added some coconut huts to the tank for hiding spots, but these guys have been a little bit reclusive, so I may have to add some more plants and provide some more cover. This is definitely a fish that I'm really excited to have, and I'm really happy to have the opportunity to work with it. You know that I wouldn't come home from a fish auction without live bearers, and there were plenty to be had. One that really caught my eye were these painted swordtails. I'm a really big fan of the red body and the black speckled markings. I really thought the males of these fish had really impressive swords as well. I put these fish in a 29-gallon tank, which also has a couple of Corydoras aeneas. I'm definitely really excited to have these fish in the fish barn and see if I can get a colony going. I'm a little embarrassed to admit this, but I've never kept mystery snails, so I decided to purchase this group of 3 ivory mystery snails. I'm excited to try them and see if I can get them to breed. I decided to put them in the same tank as the painted swordtails. One of the things that I like to do is to add additional fish to colonies that I already have. At this auction last year, I purchased these marble swordtails, and I really enjoyed them. I was able to add some additional fish to the colony, which are a lot of the smaller fish that you see in this video. This is one of my favorite strains of swordtails, and I'm really happy to be able to add to the colony that I already have in the barn. These high-fin platies also caught my eye as I was going through the bags at the auction. They seem to be a mix of red wagtail and red Mickey Mouse. I currently put them in a 29-gallon tank that was once home to my group of knife live bearers. I haven't kept a lot of high-fin species in the barn, so I'll have to do some research to see how the high-fin gene will transfer to the fry. For memory, I believe you can't breed high-fin to high-fin, but I'll have to go back and do some research. I'm a big fan of red-colored platies, and this is definitely a fish I'm curious about going into the future. There were a lot of bags of pineapple swords as well, and I was able to pick up quite a few bags at a decent price. For the moment, I have these fish in another one of my open 29-gallon tanks. The pineapple sword is a classic strain in the aquarium hobby, which I still think is a pretty neat looking fish. Very similar to the pineapple swords, I found a small group of these marigold swords where some of the fish had the lyre-tailed gene. I believe the lyre-tailed genes are similar to the high fin gene, and I think you'll need a normal fin fish to breed it with. Thankfully, there are a couple normal fin fish in the colony as well, which I'm pretty happy about. I have this colony in a 20-gallon tank for now, and hopefully in the near future, we can get a large colony going. I was also able to purchase a couple different strains of red swordtails. The first strain we're looking at is the red fish with the white belly, which I thought was a pretty interesting strain. Since these are a smaller number of fish, I thought they'd be fine in a 20-gallon tank. I also found a small group of regular red swordtails that I put in a 29-gallon tank that I had open. As you can see, there were plenty of red swordtails and platies available at this auction. They did have plenty of guppies at the auction as well, and I did have to go home with a small group. I've always been a fan of the double sword guppies, and I really couldn't pass up this group. I currently have these fish in a 20-gallon tank in the upstairs part of the barn. Hopefully very soon we can see some fry, and I can really get a good colony going. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society auction and all the fish that I was able to purchase. While this was a smaller auction, I thought there was a nice selection of fish at great prices. At the end here, I will go ahead and put a link to a video from the Southwest Michigan Aquarium Society auction from last year. So as always, thank you for watching, stay safe, stay fishy, and I'll catch you on the next video.